It is June 22nd, and baseball should have a big announcement very soon. We don't know what it's going to be, so we can't talk about it. We're going to talk about the voicemails that you left us instead. Let's do it. Let's talk Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY.
JOMBOY and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news
With these two fine dudes.
It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY and Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY and Jake.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin' Yanks. It's June 22nd as we record this, June 23rd as you listen to it, unless you are a Patreon member. And this episode is brought to you by Ryan Carlquist, Jim Loper, Nick Mesabov, Kyle Lower, and Scott McQuitty. And Scott McQuitty wins Best Name of the most recent Patreons, beating out Jim Loper.
Barely.
Just barely at the end there.
Just can't McQuit him.
Nope. So thank you very much to our new Patreons. We appreciate you. We got some people watching live in the chat right now. It's patreon.com/talkinyanks. Jake is sitting next to me. I am sitting next to him. BBD is in the studio, and still not a good look on the baseball front. Jake, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Had a nice weekend. Went to the beach with my puppy. Spent some time with the family, and my puppy spent time with his puppy family. And then, listen to the new Phoebe Bridgers.
Bridgers.
So just a normal weekend for me. I'm doing all right, man. The weekend got tough again. First tough weekend in a while. It was really hot.
Oh, Jake described my weekend.
What was that?
You were describing my weekend. You're a weekend thief.
Tough to say.
Yeah. No?
It got hot again, man. So normally, the park's been the go-to place, but then
Too hot.
But then we had a slow morning, and it was 1 p.m. and it was okay, are we just gonna go melt in the park?
You get why people leave the city in the summer.
Yeah.
My mom was talking to me about that, and she was like, yeah, when we moved to Illinois and we moved to California, that didn't exist.
Right.
Where it's very in the Northeast because you have the shore and you have the city where it's very common that people just pack up and go down the shore for the weekend.
Yeah.
Or get out of where they are.
Long Island.
Yeah. And my mom was
Stamptons.
very Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's the
Yeah.
summer. You're done. So California's just nice all the time. Be 70 degrees in February. You don't even appreciate it. People from California don't appreciate anything. Mark that down.
Or they appreciate everything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
One or the other.
Yeah, I don't know. Had a Sunday got tough. It's just it's bored. It's do I want to watch a TV show? No.
Stuck in the house, not knowing what to do.
Watch TV. I downloaded a phone game. I just remembered this. It was the worst phone game I've ever seen. You'll like it.
What was it?
It's called Football.
To the point.
I'll show you it real quick, but you literally just you draw where you want your guy to go, and then he goes there. It's the dumbest game I've ever seen.
Did you just do good right there?
Yeah, I did great.
So that's a game made for
so
3-year-olds.
It's tough, and then
that's a game made for 5-year-olds.
No,
Is that the one from the Instagram ads?
I think so.
That's even more sad.
No.
I've been seeing that one a lot.
In the later, this is the first level. In the later levels, there's
harder?
more obstacles.
Tomorrow on
John
JOMBOY Jake Radio, show me a harder level.
I don't want to play. No, I'm done.
No,
with
you
it.
kind of have to play.
I literally fully forgot until we just started recording. I was swiping through my apps and I saw that and I was like, oh man, Sunday got tough. And then the Bubba Wallace news was just God, the world really sucks so much right now. And it'd be really cool if baseball did exactly what we've been talking about for 3 months and put something on the map and was kind of a shining light for the country in whatever way they can. Instead, here we are. We think the players are about to announce while we're recording that they're going to shoot down the deal and let Manfred make a schedule, which at this point, I think literally every baseball fan is cool. Sure.
Yeah, yes. It's. I have a lot of thoughts on it, but they're all for naught until it happens.
Right.
So We did put we have a TV in the studio now. For anyone that's been listening to Talkin' Yanks since 2017 season, it is incredible how far we've come.
Yeah.
But we have a TV in our studio now. How about that? We're real.
It's pretty cool.
So we have ESPN on
that.
just in case something gets
Breaking.
announced. And Jake will do his breaking noise, and we'll say it as it goes. But for now, we just got a bunch of voicemails, and I think let's head straight into those.
The voicemail episode, they say. Hope everyone enjoyed the Neil Walker teaser. That full episode came out on Talkin' Baseball. Go check that out. Neil was the man, but he didn't hit 297 with an 852 OPS in September last year.
Who did?
Because that was what Tyler Wade did. Boom, voicemail.
Oh. Here's the first voicemail.
Hey, Jimmy and Jake. Andy from Minnesota calling in for the third time. And just a quick question for you guys. As of right now, do you think they're playing baseball this year, or do you think they're not playing baseball this year? Yes or no? Thanks, guys. Go Yanks.
Yeah, it was just a straight.
Are they playing baseball?
You were too busy smelling a fart? I didn't fart.
It smells like farts over here.
I can't even smell anything. You smell anything over
Sounds like classic cop-out.
I don't. I wouldn't call myself having the best sense of smell, but
Jesus, bad teeth, bad nose.
Bad teeth, bad smell.
I have a fine sense of smell.
Oh, average?
Okay.
Not great.
Okay. Good eyesight?
Fairly. I mean, I have glasses, but they're very
Sense,
no.
sense of
low
touch?
prescription. Oh, yeah.
There it is. For all of our listeners.
So while you were sniffing
Smelling
away over
farts.
there, yeah.
They're going to play baseball.
Yeah, this is just a yes or no. Are they going to play baseball?
I think there's a 10% Corona. Corona's the only thing that can stop it. Manfred has the push play button, and the players wouldn't hold out on that. They would play just kind of under. They'd file a grievance and play. So I think there is going to be baseball unless the Corona stuff really picks up, which there's been some talks about that. But it would be really. There's so many other sports in action that for baseball to go the COVID way, I think NBA would have to happen to as well, and it would be everything.
But there's no other sport in America that happen right now.
Not currently, no.
Yeah. So,
Not
I mean,
currently.
if
NASCAR, golf,
if COVID does take away baseball, I think it will take away a lot of sports.
it could. I mean, that's what baseball's biggest thing is, because if they were to shut down the season because of COVID and one of the other major sports does not,
It look bad.
then that's and knowing what baseball's been doing, I wouldn't rule it out.
So a yes to
But
our
yeah,
friend Andy
yeah,
in Minnesota.
go play. Thanks for calling for the third time, Andy.
Hey guys, Rick Romanelli over in Pensacola, Florida. This isn't really a Talkin' Yanks comment, but I was just listening to your Talkin' Baseball podcast, and I got to tell you, fantastic commentary on what we think might have happened between Rob and Tony at their little sit-down. I think that was brilliantly done. Loved every second of it. Laughing out loud for the first time in a few days, thinking about
Rough
just
couple
vision,
days.
what
Yeah.
you guys were painting on that picture. of what
Playing
could
my
have been
football
happening.
game.
Classic stuff. Hopefully they'll hear it and get a laugh and maybe even come clean on what they might remember they said. But anyway, keep up the great work, go Yanks. I'm praying we get some baseball, and I will sit and watch whatever they gave us, except if it's competitive bullshit stuff. But as long as it's an inning matchup, let's go. Thanks, guys.
So many good points
Yeah.
by Rick here.
Rick
One,
Rowe.
Talking Baseball segment we did was awesome. Two, I'm going to watch whatever they give us unless it's competitive bullshit
Right.
stuff.
It's fair.
I hate CBS.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Oh, hey, let's scratch that.
Not, what does CBS actually stand for? Something
Some
broadcasting
station,
station? Central Broadcasting Station?
corporate. CBS.
CBS. Yeah, well, I mean, we were just making fun of the fact that Tony Clark and Manfred sat together in a room.
Yeah,
that
just
what
the
you're
two
laughing
of
at?
them alone. No, BBD started typing, and I thought he was looking up what the C meant for CBS, and then he looked up, so I looked at him, and he just gave me the face that was like, no idea.
That's not what I looked up, but I noticed we still have the air conditioner on, and it scared me a little.
Okay.
Think it's
Columbia
fine.
Broadcasting System.
How about that?
Would have never guessed.
It's like Columbia Studios, don't they do all the movies
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
That
yeah,
makes sense.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Thanks, Rick. It's just a funny scene. If you haven't had your pulse on this, we've had our pulse on it way too much. When I got home Friday, I literally had like it felt like I was done being a lawyer for the week because all we've talked about is like legal stuff.
Yeah. Negotiations.
When I got home Friday, I took like a deep breath and was like, "Whoo, don't have to talk about legal stuff again." So Jakey Lawyers is here, but yeah, we were just laughing. Tony Clark and Rob Manfred apparently were the only two people in a room. Talk negotiations. Rob Manfred left thinking there was a deal in hand. Apparently, Tony Clark did not, and we were just making all sorts of jokes. Tony Clark wearing a big suit, intimidating him.
Oh,
Was
dapping him up.
Manfred-
Going for like
Yeah.
a dap up handshake, and Manfred's like stiff.
Yeah.
White guy like me, just like
Yeah.
immediately Tony Clark has
Right.
power over him.
Just trying to alpha him.
Yeah.
And like how long they were exchanging pleasantries, and then someone snapped. Or
I had them sharing a carrot cake in my
Right.
example later on. Just pushing it back and forth.
How bad of a job are we doing? This is hilarious, huh?
These guys are mad at me.
You want carrot cake?
I'd tell you.
Vodka soda?
Yeah. So that sucks.
So that sucks. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you to Rick. Ba-da, ba-da.
What's up, boys? It is Jordan from Boston. All right, so in honor of Father's Day being today, Sunday, what is your favorite Yankees Father's Day or Father's moment? Is it something with, Mick crying to his dad in the hotel and having his dad come pick him up or not pick him up? Is it Posada having to paint the fence? Is something Jeter related? Let me know your favorite Yankees Father's Day or Father's story that you've heard. Thanks, boys. Go Yanks.
I have an easy one, but I think it's recency bias, but it's not that recent.
Okay.
Robinson Cano winning the home run derby with his dad pitching to him.
I think that counts. I think, is Jordan asking for like actual on Father's Day?
No. Just
That's an option if you have.
That's
a
an
Father's
option.
Day.
just
Okay.
stories about dads. I think Judge's bomb against the Orioles that almost cleared the bleacher, or did clear the bleachers, was on Father's Day. And I remember sitting in my family room. It was a Father's Day weekend for sure. Sitting in my family room with my father watching it. Just guttural reaction to that home run.
Guttural. Yeah, I feel like, there's always good cuts of Jeet's dads in the stands. Trying to think what else.
Joe Torre's entire life kind of is a great father's moment for me.
Yeah, that's true. Father Joe. Mickey Mantle going deep twice in the doubleheader. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
On Father's Day?
Yeah.
It was really special.
It's the doubleheader. The Mick.
Well, yeah, his dad had recently passed away.
Yeah, it was emotional.
Yeah. Aaron Judge. What day is Father's Day? Yesterday?
I think Swisher had a Father's Day moment. I googled Yankees Father's Day moments.
Okay. And the Mick
Gleyber's dad not liking you for a little bit. That was a big one.
It was just it was a stern DM. I think we're on really good terms.
You're on
now.
good terms now. I just said for a little bit.
Because I responded to him because I didn't know it was Gleyber's dad. I just responded
Right.
like it was a fan. And he DM'd me in all Spanish, so I had to
Right.
like copy and paste it, go to Google Translate. And then I think did I respond to him in Spanish? Like I typed it. I forget. But we're great friends. Eugenio, right? Eugenio Torres.
That was another good Yankees.
Wow, spit it out.
Another good Yankees Father's Day when Gary Sanchez took David Price's yard again.
Yeah. Well, I hate those jokes.
They're just overplayed, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, we get it. Gary hit really good against David Price.
Yeah, it's not that fun anymore.
Not even in our division anymore.
2017 Father's Day date. Is that Father's Day like the same date? Australia has the same date for Mother's Day, but a different date for Father's Day. June 18th. Those home runs that I'm talking about were June 28th and 29th, so...
Aaron Boone posted a picture of his father catching the other day, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's on my list.
Neil Walker's dad pitched to Aaron Boone's dad, and they played against each other.
Baseball.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Cano's a real answer, so...
It was cool seeing a lot
Do you
of
have the image in your head? Cano's dad with, like, balls in his hands,
beefy.
and then he just kind of
Cano's
tosses
dad
them,
was huge.
right? He kind of tosses the balls out of his hand.
It was cool seeing all the current Yankee fathers posting stuff with their kids and stuff. Andujar had a nice one. I think Sevy might have. So, yeah.
Did you hear about
happy belated Father's Day.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of bad news, you hear about the Ken Griffey stuff?
Yeah.
That's shitty.
Yeah, it sucks.
If anyone didn't hear, Ken Griffey Jr. said he never would go to the Yankees because his dad was on the Yankees and Steinbrenner wouldn't let.
He said no kids on the field, but Nettles' kid was at third, like hanging out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, there's some racial undertones there,
Well,
but at the same time,
I think that's what it was.
I mean, maybe he didn't know, but you can't say.
Well, shitty because Ken Griffey said he'd never come to the Yankees, and it's like,
no,
he's good.
And the clip kind of sucked because for all the Yankees hater, it was just easy bait. But it was actually cool the way Griffey was talking because, you know, the fans getting autographs were like, Griff, we'd love to see you in pinstripes. And he's like, if the other 29 teams did not offer me a contract and it was just the Yankees, I would not sign.
I would retire.
And they thought it was just like busting balls. And Griffey was like, how well do you know me? And he's like, you don't know me. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Serious.
did. Steinbrenner, you did a bad one there.
Yeah, bad job, George.
Yeah.
Shitty. Next.
Happy Father's Day.
Hey guys, it's James Espo, and I'm pretty sure you guys are a fan of Barstool and Coach Doug's and everything, and they actually gave you a shout out on the rundown, I think the 15th. I was just wondering if you guys ever considered, you know, doing some Twitch live streams, maybe some like MLB The Show games or anything like that. Love to hear your thoughts. Have a nice day.
Well, hold on.
Wait, Jared, before you do it, let me just say that I didn't. So, like Kevin said, I was moving on Friday and Saturday. On Saturday afternoon, I went on Twitter and I saw JOMBOY trending. Mm-hmm. And I was like, so that's how I found out. That's pretty much the only thing. I was like, he got canceled. And I don't know really any other, like, backstory.
That was about the Yankees thing.
Astros Day. Astros letter day. Tough, dude.
I mean, what the fuck?
Sorry.
I thought it was going to be like an exciting thing.
Astros letter day was a bad day for you.
Do you want to say anything?
Thanks for calling, Espo.
Thanks for calling, Espo. I thought it was going to be excited. I was like, oh, cool. Big Cat shouted me out.
We like gaming stuff, kind of, but we don't know how to do. Gaming's like a very real world. Outside of Big Cat, we met at the Easton event we went to over the winter. There were some gaming dudes there. Fuzzy, Shelfie, Cougs. And they like work. They play like 8-hour shifts and stuff. So I don't know. We might set up a camera or something and try to do some of it, but we're kind of not gamers and we don't want to try to force it. That's kind of been our stance.
That was the one rundown I didn't listen to.
Tough.
Last week because I didn't want to hear about that shit again. So
there you go.
Dude, that sucks.
Tough.
Next.
What's up, fellas? Becky from North Carolina. Got a quick question. Was playing a video game, saw Masahiro Tanaka in an Astros uniform. Thought it looked kind of weird, and I was wondering what players from the Yankees would look the weirdest in other uniforms. Let me know.
I mean, Jeter in any other uniform, it's the Tom Brady effect,
Jeter.
which is like jarring.
I mean, any of those guys, right?
We've
Bernie,
seen Pettit.
Posada.
We've seen Pettit in Astros uniform.
Bernie, Posada, Rivera.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, any guy that you haven't seen before. Like, I mean, CeCe in an all-red uniform. Like, we joked when the Angels were the only team that also gave him contracts. Like, CeCe's look gross in all red.
Yeah, Indians wear a lot of red.
Like bright red? It's not like a bright
it doesn't
Kool-Aid
pop as much. It's
Kool-Aid
red.
man
It was
red.
an accent. I don't think they had a red, like all red uniform.
Not all red.
Yeah,
the all reds. Maybe one of the like a video game alternate. Yeah, I don't know who'd be a weird Yankee in another uniform.
Oh, here's CeCe in an all red uniform. I don't
Does
know.
he look good?
No, it's loading, but he didn't look good. It's like a weird Indians throwback. Yeah, that's an ugly look.
It's a lot of red. It gets Santa Claus-y pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's a big guy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say,
yeah, it's just the dudes you haven't seen in non-pinstripes.
And it's like, the uniforms that are all one color.
I have something of note.
Yeah.
You like a good traditional uniform.
Sure
and
do.
I think a lot of people do.
Sure do.
I'll say something. Griffey in those sleeveless Mariners jerseys was badass.
Griffey, the Vest Mariners.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, because I think I hate those.
And I mean, that could be just a Griffey thing because he's all-time swag. But it's a hashtag look.
What are we talking about? These? The turn back the clock ones?
Not the turn back. No, just that.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Mm.
I hate the Vest uniforms. I'm not a fan. But if the Brewers want to win the World Series, they have to go to a Vest uniform because Craig Counsell wins World Series when he's wearing a vest. Marlins, Diamondbacks.
Facts.
You put them in a vest, they win. I mean, come on, Brewers. What are you doing? If you want to actually make a run at this thing, get a vest uniform and
Be
put Counsell in it.
serious. Be serious, Brewers.
Until then, you're just dicking around. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of weird jerseys. Like, I'm thinking MLB, like some of the NL West jerseys.
D-backs, they get funky.
Yeah.
Rockies can get funky.
But the Rockies also have like the pinstripe look a little bit.
Padres can get weird with it.
Padres, you know, those
I mean, it's just the unis you get used to. Like, I mean, I'm sure if we were West Coast baseball fans, we'd be talking about the Rays having some gross unis.
Yeah, I think they do. The Twins baby blues, I think those are great uniforms, but
Sure.
I think like Tanaka and that would look weird.
If you've only seen him in pinstripes, it's gonna feel weird.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of it.
It's the consensus. Christmas missed us.
Speaking of Tank,
What's up, boys? How's it going? One of my favorite things that you guys do on your whole content deal is you just do not take shit about Gary, which I love because so many Yankee fans hate him. Like, maybe not as much as Stanton, but so many people hate him. Now, the guy like that for me that I just will not take shit about when it comes to the Yankees is the great pitcher known as Masahiro Tanaka. Dude has come up big so many times for us. I think he's better than Sevy. Now, I understand how you guys are big Sevy fans too, but when it comes to one game for my life of any pitcher other than Cole now, obviously, I'm going Tanaka. So I'm wondering, do you guys feel the same way about Tanaka that I do? I don't care that he gives up 7 runs in a random May start. I want him in October all the way. Do you guys think the Yankees should re-sign him? And if so, what kind of contract are you looking at? Thanks, guys. Go Yanks.
contract's going to be really tough, especially with the climate and what does baseball look like. But I do think that a 2-year deal, you know, is probably the logical deal. Maybe like something they signed Hap to after 2018 for Tank. And it all depends on how much he wants to pitch. But we have heard rumblings that, you know, Tanaka wants to stay with the Yankees, and he's not really interested in going elsewhere. So as long as they can find a happy place, it's not like he's going to tell the Yankees, you have to be the best, most money ever. This is a guy who's made a ton of money. He got a huge deal. He lives for the big game and the big moment and is a superstar. So, like, you know, I just can't see him going to the Reds and joining that staff.
Yeah, if he does, I mean, hey, money is a factor. We have been kind of told that, I mean, if all things are close to equal, Tank likes New York, he likes the Yankees. But, you know, if the money's not equal, you wonder how that affects him. But, you know, he has bankrolled a chunk of change. His wife is also famous. So, yeah, it kind of depends how Masahiro Tanaka wants the rest of his life to work out. I mean, that being said, like, if a team like the Dodgers or another big brand team in a big market were to offer him something different, you could see Tank doing that. But, yeah, his playoff numbers are crazy. If you're for some reason listening to this and you don't like Tank, I just don't really get it.
There's people out there that don't.
I know. I mean, the playoff numbers, if you yell small sample size, then I don't know what to do with you because it's the only sample size we got. The ERA last year is deceptive. I mean, his one tough year was 2017. They had semi-juice balls, and he still put together a good year and a good playoffs, kind of. Or great playoffs and a usable year.
Second half was good.
30 starts per year the past 4 years, ever since like the Tommy John rumors that came up. So Tank's the man. Contract wise, I mean, Jimmy hit it, and hey, if you want to get into kind of the inner workings of baseball and why CBAs are important and how all that stuff works, I mean, now's the time. It's a crash course. We're kind of going through it right now. But, I mean, there's a world where if the money kind of leaves baseball, that free agency is just going to be messed up. So we'll see if Tank wants to play MLB baseball, I think he's going to have an option for the Yankees.
I forgot how gross his stats looked because of those 2 games last year.
Yeah. What a night. He was an all-star. Tanaka was an all-star last year.
The London one and then the one where they let him just die in Boston.
Yeah. 12 earned runs?
12 earned runs in 3 innings.
That's tough. That hurts your year.
I mean, it's on him. He pitched bad, but any other like circumstance.
You're pulled with 7.
Yeah. I mean,
8 tops.
It was after the Minnesota series where the balls were flying like crazy. Yeah, every night. He gave up 7 in the first inning, so he'd be pulled after that.
Yeah.
And then he got 2 scoreless, and then he'd be done. So, tough.
London was weird.
But, yeah, we love Tanaka. I mean, I love Tank. And, I mean, if you don't believe in big game, if you don't believe in big game Tank, use a dummy.
We love Tanaka. We
love Tanaka. We love
Tanaka.
We love Tanaka.
Thanks for calling, Tanaka.
Hey, fellas, this is Bruce calling from Denver, Colorado, former pet care provider for Noodle Doodle. And my question is for the Nudes, wondering if you were a Yankees player, who you would be and why. Thanks, guys. Love ya.
Okay. This is your vet?
So this is if Noodle was a Yankee player, who he'd be.
Is this your old vet?
So this was, if you remembered this, it'd be odd. I picked Noodle up from daycare one day, and there was a guy wearing a Yankees hat. And, for a while, the line is, are you a fan or are you just wearing that for hashtag looks? And he's like, I'm kind of a fan. And I was just like, oh, yeah, I kind of do some Yankee stuff for work, podcast. Check it out. Long story short, never heard from him until like a couple months ago. And he DM'd me and he's like, dude, just got into the pod. I was the guy at the dog daycare place. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Cool.
So shout out. Thanks. My instant reaction, because he DM'd me this question over the weekend, and my knee jerk just went straight knee jerk. Ted Lilly. Just innocent looking, sneaky fastball. It'll come up on you.
Okay.
You get a good start out of him.
Okay, interesting.
Who'd you have?
I don't know. I haven't seen Noodle. I haven't seen
Lloyd. I've got a lot of pictures.
I haven't seen
reason.
the full spectrum of Noodle.
Sure.
Long. I know that he eats your socks and then throws them up.
Do that.
I know that he's eaten a ton of goose shit and then thrown that up and then eaten the regurgitated goose shit.
That was kind of one time. He didn't eat the regurgitated. He wanted to.
Yeah, he wanted
stopped
to.
it.
Yeah.
Stopped it. Goose, Chad Green. See some similarities there. Tough. A lot of legs.
I think he's like,
Bernie.
80% Chad Green.
Okay.
90% Chad Green, 10% Clint.
Ooh, that's kind of very mean coming from you. You're kind of an internationally known Clint hater.
Just a little wild.
Wow.
Like you said, sneaky fastball.
David, save this.
Oh, I'm not saving it. My mind went to Clint, but then I was thinking, am I just thinking which Yankee is most like a dog?
Well, now we're in trouble. Thanks for listening, Clint. Sorry about that.
Ted Lilly's an odd go-to.
It's just right where I jumped. I mean, looks innocent. Ted Lilly kind of had that Yogi Bear innocent face.
I have an aunt who would just tell me nonstop I look like Ted Lilly.
Fastball.
I just got it on Twitter, too.
Clean shaven. I could see something like that. Fastball's 92, but he kind of slings it, so it feels like 95,
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
don't know. Big, lanky, fluffy dog, comparing it to a human. Tough.
We did our best.
Did our best.
Hey, it's Tim from Chicago. There's been a lot of talk about the Judge versus Gleyber, future captain. Personally, I love Judge. I mean, he's huge. He's awesome. I think he's amazing. I like fangirl over him all the time. but do you think the Yankees regret, putting Judge's chamber in the back, just with all the injuries and all the talk around it? I'm just wondering what you guys think, or do you think they wish they held off, or do you think they're going to do something like that in the future for other players? Because that was kind of a big thing. You don't really see that often. So I'm just kind of wondering what you guys are thinking. All right, love you guys.
I like the last part of this question the most because I don't think they regret it. I don't think they give a fuck. They choose people to come sit in there. They use it for charities. They make people's day. They give them the
bring in
cap and
Sotomayor.
gown.
She sits out there.
Yeah, like it's
a thing.
It's incredibly harmless, and it makes people's days every day when they take someone and put them in the judges' chambers.
And I mean, when you really think about it, because I think at the end there, you start kind of talking about gimmicky, and, the Yankees are kind of known for tradition and not being gimmicky. It's kind of a perfect storm because, I mean, you can basically redecorate the area without messing up too much seating. Judge plays in right field. So, I mean, it's right. You'd either need it to be like a lefty pull power hitter or someone who plays right field, and Judge plays right field. So, yeah, I mean, thinking about other ones, I don't know. Like, if Greg Bird had been real good, I think a bird cage would have formed somewhere. But I don't know where.
Well, we thought about a lot of ways to do it, and, I thought it'd be cool if every time Greg Bird hit a home run, the Yankees donated 100 pigeons to the city he hit it against. So, every time he hit a home run against Boston, the Yankees scoop up 100 pigeons in New York and ship them to Boston.
Get all the birds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's eradicate the pigeons.
It's got to be
from
like
New
a
York.
crime, right?
People catch pigeons. You ever seen those videos?
We've gotten away from my question. If the city of New York gathered 100 pigeons and then sent them to Boston,
the second part
feels like a crime.
The second part's but cities gather pigeons.
What's a crime?
I don't know.
What do you label that?
Illegal redistribution of animals.
What was that?
Animals.
Animals? Sanchez?
Or, every time Bird hits a home run, then, everyone gets a bird on Greg Bird Day. And if he hits a home run, you open it up and it all flies away. No, I don't think they'll ever do it again. I think that was a 2017. Well, I don't say ever. I don't think they're eager to do it again. I think there was a 2017 team that they didn't expect to be good, and they had a hot month, and they were at a hot start, and Judge was hitting like crazy.
Yeah.
And they dove into it because they wanted to sell.
And it's funny. I mean, when you get into the real options, I mean, left field or right field, if you either have a player that plays those positions or someone that hits a lot of homers that way, I think that opens the door to something. Otherwise, any other player is going to be, if the creatures try to figure out something together, and you've got a last name, maybe you're a pitcher every 5 days, and the bleacher creatures start going, like if there's a pitcher with the last name Money, people start doing something with money out there. I don't really know. The bank.
Call it the bank.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Gleyber. There's nothing.
I don't have a lot of buddies named Gleyber that I've made jokes with before.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure on that.
Next. Speaking of Gleyber.
Jake, James, this is Ben from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Simple question. Would you trade Gleyber for Trout? Thanks.
What's the contracts?
Trout's got like 12 years, I think.
Tons of money, right?
A lot of money.
Probably not.
Gleyber's cheap for the next 4 years or so.
Yeah, probably not. It's kind of proven that.
I mean, Trout's what, 30?
But Trout's the best player in baseball, hands down, and one of the best players ever in the history of the game. But I don't know, man. Is he a game? Cole was a game changer.
I think more importantly, and part of the question is that it is a conversation, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, a really young, talented middle infielder versus one of the guys who's going to be the best player ever, but he's probably got 4 years of prime left. I mean, that being said, Trout is doing silly stuff. Like, the numbers continue to get better, and, like, the walks are going up. And I was looking at, like, Bonds' player page today. And, okay, Jimmy's
There's
looking
hot
at
air
ghosts.
coming from somewhere.
It got pretty warm in here.
I don't understand, like...
I just turned
I think the
air towards us.
thing
You think it came out?
Yeah, I think it came out of the window.
They're hanging this up. I'll say this. And this actually ties to Griffey, because everyone has been giving Bonds so much love lately, because they're like, yeah, he took PEDs, but he's still the best player ever. And I kind of got pissed off because I was like, well, Griffey could have had a good run at best player ever, but his body broke down. But he's not known as a steroid guy. So Barry Bonds, who has incredible years from age 30 to 42, how much did steroids help with that? Nobody knows the real answer. That being said, man, Trout's hitting and, like, walking ability, like, he should be kind of great till he's, like, 36, 37.
His decline probably will not be harsh, and you move him to a corner.
Yeah, you move him to the corner, and then he probably has to DH for a little bit. But, man, he's still going to be good for a while. The answer is probably Trout, and Yankee fans don't want to hear that. But
Trout to what? Say it again.
Over Gleyber.
Just final career?
If the trade got offered right now, I know there's some money stuff.
The money stuff with all the Yankees' other money stuff.
Yeah,
you become a one-man team pretty quickly.
Not the Yankees.
You become Trout and Cole, and you're probably losing out on Gary Judge.
One of them.
In a vacuum, you'd have to do it, I think, but given all the money stuff and the league is supposedly going to lose billions this year, supposedly.
And, I mean, the money Trout makes isn't ridiculous. Like, say Judge gets good again, like the last call we were talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, Judge's money would be close to Trout money. So it's like, okay, are you trading one for the other? I mean, dude, look at the money like Machado, Harper, those guys got.
You think Judge is going to get that money?
I mean, go a couple years in the head if Judge is good. That's what I'm saying. If Judge is healthy.
He's older than Trout.
I'm saying if he's good and he hits free agency and Judge has a couple, top 3 type MVP years, I mean, he's going to make close to $30 million a year, if not more. Look at Rendon.
What did Rendon just get?
35 per? 35 for 5?
Trout
so per year. Per
year. He's not going to get the length of contract. But
okay. That's where my
when you start eliminating guys.
Trout has 35 per year for the next 12 years.
Right. It's a lot of money.
Another Garrett Cole contract.
But you're basically insuring one of the best players ever for 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to go check out this window situation.
There's hot air blowing in. It's very weird. I'll play the next voicemail. Well, wait. I'll do play-by-play. Yeah, okay. Yep. The air conditioner is just straight out of the window. It's as if someone on the outside lifted the window up and then it fell off. So that's why there's hot air. It's interesting because there's screws you put in to make sure the window can't be opened, but we didn't use those. We got Jake behind the curtain now. I'm going to play the next voicemail. It's the last voicemail. I'll relay it to you afterwards. You think you did good?
Oh, my God.
Is it hot out there?
It was hot out there.
Start sweating?
I think I've said this before, but there's a good Will Ferrell skit where he pops out as like a full-size human baby. He just goes, it was hot in there. Good line.
Mass. I got a question for you. Hey, JOMBOY and Jake. This is Lloyd from Amherst, Mass. I got a question for you. I'm wondering who you guys think was Mariano's best setup man during his career. I have it down to either Jabba during his 2 years or David Robertson. But I figured that was kind of a tough question. Let me know what you guys think. Love the show.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of years we're going to be missing, like Flash Gordon when
right,
Torrey burnt him out.
Are we just doing 1 year?
Like in 1
Are we
year, I
doing
mean,
cumulative?
Jabba was pretty good. I mean, 2009, Phil Hughes down the stretch was pretty fucking good.
Right.
What about Soriano?
Yeah, he was good.
So there's
Who's got the best body of work? D-Rob? Like, D-Rob was pretty good, left to go become a closer.
Yeah. I mean, Jabba was really good, but not
Right.
there.
Got fried.
Um,
Mendoza.
I mean, Soriano was really good, man.
Stojakovic.
But he became a save. He became a closer. So
Right.
Tom Gordon's numbers. I've never looked at them before. Pretty silly.
he was around for a while. He's one of the relievers that had longevity.
Know whose dad he is, David?
I do.
Yeah.
D. Gordon.
D. Gordon.
The Gorton's fisherman. The girl who loved Tom Gordon. Good book for you to read.
D.
David.
Gordon pitched in 80 games in 2004, a 2.21 ERA.
It's almost every other.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's got the most holds in Yankees history.
Where would you even find that?
Please be Mike Stanton.
Tom Gordon pitched 80 games in 04 and then 79 in 05. So
That's a lot of
80
work.
back to back.
Yeah, I mean, Torrey used to just kill guys. He killed Scott Proctor's arm too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find, like, in 2001, who was the biggest setup guy? It was Mike Stanton? He was pretty good. 76 games, 2.58 ERA.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Stanton, Mendoza, Jeff Nelson. I feel like all those guys just took turns and got outs when they were asked.
Yeah, I don't know who the best it would be. Steve Carsey in 2002.
Steve Carsey. Indians great.
Let's see. Chris Hammond in 2003. 62 games.
Chris Hammond.
Yeah, that is not a name that rings a bell.
Get out of here.
I mean, there's just so many. It's really hard. 2005 was Tom Gordon, and I think he was 06 as well.
What if I tell you Paul Quantrill pitched 86 games in 04? You
Yeah,
like that?
I remember that name.
86.
Tanyan Sturtz was around. 07 Yankees. Who was it? We had Vizcaíno. 77 games. What the fuck, dude?
I mean, is more
Farnsworth?
Are we kind of being assholes? Britton was nuts last year.
But he didn't set up for Mariano.
He didn't set up for Mariano. Forgot the main part of the question.
Jose Veras and Edward Ramirez in 09. Yeah, this is a weird list of guys. It is just a weird list of guys. 2010 was Jabba.
Jobbert.
Hey, I mean, how good was he there? How good was Jabba? Was he good? He pitched in the most games. As a Yankee pitcher, he got the most games in 2010. But that's like, after the failed starter.
Right.
And let's just get him to the bullpen. And so, like, he kind of lost his luster in the public, I think, at that point.
I mean, if you get one of those guys peak of their powers, it's probably Jabba. For that one stretch. I mean, that's a tough game. That feels unfair to D-Rob to me.
Yeah. Jabba had 53 scoreless outings in 2010.
Not bad.
Yeah. It's pretty good, I guess. But, yeah, D-Rob was lights out. I mean, Betances, did he ever do it for Mo?
An interesting one.
I don't think so, right? Because it was
At least
Run
not
DMC.
peak
It was
I
chat.
think his first full year on the team overlapped with Mo, but I don't think he was the 8th inning guy.
Was that when he was starting?
I'm going D-Rob. Listen to this year from D-Rob. In, what is this?
What was Mo's last year?
In 2011, David Robertson, 70 games, a 1.08 ERA.
Jesus. 1.08?
Yes. 66.2 innings, 100 strikeouts.
What year was that?
2011. He was stupid. I'm going D-Rob. He's earned it.
What was Mo's last year?
Mo's last year was 2013.
So, yeah, Betances was never.
It don't.
He messed around in September in 13, but he wasn't, the guy.
Mariano's page is a page I don't go to enough. Holy smokes.
Yeah? How many times did he lead the league in saves? Twice?
3 times. But, dude, his ERA, the majority of the season start with a 1. Like, he's not right. Different.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 seasons of his ERA starting with 1.
1.
And then, the 12th is a 2.09. In 2013, his last season, he had 2.11 ERA. 44 saves.
Just got bored of it.
That's crazy. 2007 was a bad year, huh?
You're a big ERA plus guy. He's the career leader in ERA plus.
Career?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good job, Mo.
Good job, Mariano Rivera. He worked
Solid
out.
effort.
He worked out.
I'm fine with you as D-Rob as the answer. I wonder if there's people that were older than we were in the 90, 98 to
Screaming
2003.
about Jeff Nelson.
Yeah, run, and they're screaming about someone else. If you are, let us know. I'm interested. But I think that season by D-Rob that you said is.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Jeff Nelson's got a couple 2 ERAers, but yeah, I think D-Rob.
What year was that by D-Rob?
2011.
The ERA plus number's funny.
For D-Rob?
Yeah, 2011 ERA plus.
What is it?
I believe it's 399.
Well, that's not real.
That's good. It's a good year.
He had D-Rob in holy shit, dude. He appeared in 70 games. He didn't allow a run in 64 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 times he allowed 2 runs, and twice he allowed 2 runs.
Just automatic.
Holy shit.
Got MVP votes that year.
I want to go relive that. I definitely 100% didn't appreciate that enough in the moment because back-end bullpen in Mariano's day, it was just like, yeah, well, you have the lead. It's easy.
Yeah.
You don't realize how fucking hard
It would be funny to look back because his whip isn't super impressive and his walks are pretty up there. So D-Rob was just, I wonder if it was wild or if he was just, he hit a point where he wasn't, like, just no contact.
Yeah, he was Houdini. He was Houdini, man.
Strikeout or walk.
That's nuts. The most pitches he ever threw in an inning, 35.
Luis Ayala. What a year.
Luis Ayala. He only went more than one inning, like 9 times.
Aaron Laffey. Yup.
Gross. That was the last call we had. So we're done. Did we get any news?
George Cantos. No, it's currently behind the scenes. It's 4:56. I think the players are supposed to meet at 5. So we could hang out for a minute, add something onto this if we want.
4:56. Sure. What do you want to talk about?
I was gonna leave we could do a fake ending, or we could leave a gap, or we could do an ending and then attach something to it if we have to.
Well, let's just thank you guys very much for listening. We'll hang out with the
guys.
people on Patreon, do a little Q&A with them until 5 o'clock comes.
Sergio Mitre.
Wow.
Does it matter?
Sergio Mitre.
What'd you say?
Don't talk about him.
Okay.
It's very similar to your old nickname, the human meat tray.
It's true.
Jake used to walk around college just with a tray full of sausages nonstop.
Sabathia, Burnett, Nova, Colon, Garcia, and Hughes, baby.
They swept the Red Sox that year, 5-game sweep if I remember correctly. I was at a wedding. All right, thank you guys.
Really only 6 SPs deep that year. You would have liked that year, John Boy.
I did like that year.
I know.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We will be back next time to talk about more, unless we're back at the end of this to talk about more. Fake ending or real ending? Here we go. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.